On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Hi guys, welcome back to New Dram Drinker. It is day 7, the 14th of December, and we've got another calendar door to open up for you.
We're in the second half now.
Oh, it's getting close now, isn't it? The excitement levels are building.
I can tell because you've got your Christmas jumper on.
I know, well, you know, I thought it was a bit early
starting
the first
early.
6 videos, so I thought I'd like slowly ramp it up into the Christmas theme. So, back by popular demand.
Yes, the
is
NDD
the
Christmas jumper.
that my mum knitted, that is a little bit tighter than it was last year, to be honest, but we won't go into that.
I think everybody's
We'll blame
Christmas jumper will be tighter this
we'll
year.
blame lockdown for that one. Maybe in January we'll try and figure that one out. But yeah, we need to move on to our next door. It's Nicola's turn, I think it is, to open it up.
Grinch. Door number 7.
And we'll see what we've got. I'm quite interested because they've been really good so far, I must admit. I'm interested to see where it goes now, and whether
think it was
PT
quite-
again,
yeah,
or
it was
whether
quite
we go a bit more
even.
sherried or something.
Stevens
so
in
not
the
looking.
finish.
So show them first what it is.
I will do. Come on. Okay, are you ready? Da, 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 da.
What is it? I can't see.
Oh, it's not even in focus. We have got, a smooth Ambler Spirits Old Scout American whiskey.
Okay, so that's a new one on me completely.
49.5%.
Oh, nice. I don't even know the
Yes.
brand, so it's
No.
a new one on us. Nice, eh? Yeah, I like that.
This is
Something
what
to
we've
learn.
quite liked, haven't we? We've said they've been quite
very.
unique.
Yeah, and I think, like I said before, that obviously us being a YouTube whiskey review channel, I think we've probably tried a few more whiskies than most have probably tried, and I think some of the ones that have been in the box will definitely be ones that people haven't tried before.
Definitely.
So I think so far it's exactly kind of what I was hoping
Yes.
it was going to
Yeah,
be, to be honest.
definitely.
So it's nice when you can praise something, isn't it, rather than
Yeah.
slag it
Something
off.
a bit
I suppose.
different.
We're not here to be slagging things off if we don't have to be,
No,
but
no.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
so far
interesting.
pretty good. Unless the whiskey's crap, and then we'll see what that's like in a minute.
It's not going to be. It's going to be interesting.
But if it's anything like the others, it's been fairly good. So we'll see where we go with this one. So I'm going to bring up some details now, so you can have a little bit more info on it. Okay, so we actually have had to have a look online about this one because we weren't too sure why it was called American whiskey and not bourbon, and we actually found out that one of the two whiskies in this blend was actually aged in a recharred oak barrel, which stops it from being called bourbon. So we had to look that up because we didn't know, to be honest. We thought there was something funny going on, why it just didn't say bourbon on the label, and now we know why that is. So I'm hoping that this gives... I'm not a massive fan of bourbon, so I'm hoping that process that they've gone through maybe makes me like it a little bit more. Let's go in and see what we think.
I quite like that it's a brand I've never heard of. Genuinely never heard of.
I think
it.
when we looked online about it, I recognised the bottle, so it is one I have seen. It's just not one we've had, or not. It's not one that's in our consciousness quite regularly.
Maybe that's a... I'm not looking for negatives, but because we are reviewing this as such, obviously the logo is on there, but the bottles aren't instantly recognisable.
That's it,
That's a good point, actually,
true,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
very true.
I've never heard of it, but if you're saying the minute you saw it, you were like, oh yeah, I have seen that
A
one.
couple of the ones that we've done, I've gone back and
Yeah.
I've edited the videos and put the bottles in. I've gone, I do know this one
Yeah,
now. So
like
it's,
can you imagine if the burnt ends was a tiny miniature burnt ends? Yeah, it would be something.
that'd be quite nice actually, wouldn't it? Miniature bottles, but maybe for
Just
the
a,
next
just a
time.
thought, just
And
as
the
I'm
price.
musing.
The price would probably go through the roof as well. So
Just a thought, yeah.
let's get to it. See what we think, shall we?
I'm going to say this has sat in the glass for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
My first thoughts when I first sniffed it was, oh, that just smells like whiskey. You know, you have that little
does,
but actually it's really mellowed sitting in the glass.
Once you, when I first went in, it was like, wow, that's just like a alcoholic whiskey kind of note, which I suppose it's going to be.
Yeah, but some are nicer than others. I'm going to say this feels really mellow now. It seems to have
The
softened.
bourbon notes are coming through, even though it's obviously not called a bourbon.
Yeah,
the bourbon notes are still prevalent. The caramels, vanilla, sugars.
It's really soft. That's a good word
Yeah,
to describe
it is. It's softening up in the
Soft
glass
and
as
mellow,
we go.
yeah.
To be honest, my nose is probably just acclimatising
Yeah.
to it. I was going acclimating.
Acclimating. Getting used to it.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it.
No, it smells nice. You are right. There are those distinctive notes, but they're very soft. There is a caramel. There is a dark sugar. There's something quite light as well. It's not a heavy whiskey to nose.
No,
It's
got
quite
like
light
a-
and fresh.
Like a bit of a fruitier note coming
Yeah,
through
I would
now
say
as
fruit.
well.
And I was going to say
Darker fruits.
greenery. I
You're
think I'm
going
getting like
greenery as in...
leaves.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
like
you were going to say
yeah.
greener fruits. I'm going a bit more
No,
darker.
no, I was thinking greenery like leaves.
Right, okay. Foliage.
Foliage, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
but
It makes
very
me want
soft.
to drink it.
It does make me want to
And
drink it. I
good
agree.
legs
It
on
has
it,
got
which
really good legs.
it will have for 49.5, I suppose.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's go. Ready? Cheers. Okay.
There's a sharp little edge there that's quite unpleasant.
It starts off nice.
Yeah.
All of the bourbon notes that you expect, the fruity notes there, sugars. But then the ABV just kicks in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that 49.5% just kicks you right in the tonsils, should we say, for want of a better phrase. But
I think there's a harsh little note there.
it leaves a standard whiskey note as the finish as well for me.
Yeah.
There's no real notes. It's just
It's not
ABV.
yummy.
Yeah, it's weird because you first drink it and you think, oh, we might be onto something here. Literally, I was thinking, I think this is quite nice. And then, I mean, what is it? It's £45-50 a bottle. It's not cheap. Again, nice when it first goes in. But then the ABV
There's
just
that
completely
almost-
takes over it.
Yeah, and there's I think the harsh little note. There's like that artificial furniture polish note, and I think there's a divide with what I was expecting for bourbon. It's not heavily oak. There's no wood. Usually with a bourbon, I get that lovely little drying sensation, and I really do like the wood sort of sensation and taste. That's very soft if there is any.
Yeah.
There is, I'm going to say, I said there was like a leafy, fresh, outdoor, maybe vegetal. It feels more artificial now.
Yeah.
It's almost like maybe it's a herbal. Oh, it might be a herbal. But that artificial, almost like furniture polish. There is a little tang that it's
Yeah.
leaving. But you are right, the finish is non-existent for me.
Oh, for me, I would say that we don't want to do it in these videos because we want to keep them quite short, but it might be one to add some water to.
Yes, maybe.
Try it that way. I don't personally think it will help much. I think it would just make it just seem a lot thinner with the same notes because it doesn't feel like there's a lot there waiting to explode when you add water to it. I might be wrong, so if you do have a bottle of this, give it a go, drop some water in it and let us know in the comments what you think. But for me, I think this is one that I just probably wouldn't bother with.
I think as well, we are not huge bourbon fans. We've said this before, American whiskey, but because they tend to be sweeter. You have the brown sugars and the caramels. I've had nicer ones. I'm going to say
exactly the
it's
same.
not Moorish. It's not yummy.
I was hoping that if I carried on drinking it, it might my palate might get used to it and it might kind of open up a bit. But it's the same thing every time. The same simple bourbon notes at the start.
Yeah.
Overpowered
Simple
by
is a good word.
Overpowered by the ABV whiskey note, and then that's all it leaves.
Yeah,
There's just nothing going
Yeah.
on other than that. To be honest,
Yeah.
it doesn't grow. It doesn't do anything for me. To be
No,
honest,
yeah,
it's
no, I
not
would
changed
agree.
my mind on bourbon.
Yeah,
To be honest,
yeah.
but
Other than it's softer and it's maybe it's more palatable for somebody that doesn't like them
Yeah.
or easier to drink. But yeah, not
but
not a huge
okay,
fan
so
of
not
this one.
for
I'm
us,
afraid.
but I still think it fits well in the
Yeah,
box.
love it that it was in the
because
box.
It is another avenue that they've gone
Yes.
down, and it isn't playing it safe again. It is
Yeah,
it's a good addition,
Yeah.
and I had every hopes that it was going to kind of like,
yeah.
make me think, oh, that's
Good
that's
one.
nice.
Yeah.
The
Totally
process that
agree.
it's gone through might have turned me, but
Yeah.
it hasn't,
Not, on
unfortunately.
this,
But
not this time.
it's still a good addition to the
Yeah.
box, I think, compared to other things I could
Yeah.
have put in there. So another
Yeah, yeah.
thumbs up, really,
Yeah.
from us.
Good
isn't
one
it?
to
So,
try. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that, and we hope you have a great day, and we'll be back in another couple of days, and we'll have another door 8, 16th of
Yes,
December.
yes.
So we'll see you then. Have a great day. Goodbye.
judge in a pear tree.